The folate trap is one of the most fascinating and paradoxical phenomena in human biochemistry, a hidden bottleneck where two essential vitamins, B9, folate, and B12, become functionally dependent on each other in a way that defies simple nutritional logic. On the surface, a person might appear to have adequate folate intake through diet or supplementation, yet still suffer symptoms of folate deficiency. The cause? A deficiency in vitamin B12 that effectively traps folate in a metabolically inert form, unable to participate in the very processes it's meant to support. This situation not only undercuts folate's utility, but also highlights the fragile interdependence of micronutrients within the methylation cycle. At the heart of this biochemical puzzle lies the enzyme methionine synthase, which requires vitamin B12 as a cofactor to transfer a methyl group from 5-methyltetrahydrofolate, 5-MTHF, the bioactive form of folate, to homocysteine, producing methionine. This reaction is not only essential for recycling homocysteine into methionine, a precursor to acetylmethionine, or SAMe, the body's universal methyl donor, but also for regenerating tetrahydrofolate, THF, the form of folate needed for DNA synthesis and cell division. Without adequate vitamin B12, this step grinds to a halt. 5-MTHF accumulates, unable to donate its methyl group, and the folate pool becomes functionally locked into a single, unusable form. Thus, despite sufficient dietary folate, a person may exhibit all the hallmarks of folate deficiency: megaloblastic anemia, impaired DNA synthesis, fatigue, and even neurological dysfunction. What makes this trap so clinically deceptive is that blood tests may show normal or even high folate levels, giving the illusion of sufficiency. Meanwhile, at the cellular level, critical folate-dependent reactions are stalling. The result is a biochemical false positive, where laboratory values obscure the functional reality. This creates particular danger in cases where high-dose folic acid is prescribed without checking or correcting for vitamin B12 levels. Excess folic acid may partially correct anemia by pushing red blood cell production, masking the hematological signs of B12 deficiency while allowing irreversible neurological damage to proceed silently. The folate trap also has broader implications for populations at risk of B12 deficiency, including vegetarians and vegans, older adults with reduced gastric acid secretion, individuals taking acid-suppressing medications or metformin, and those with malabsorption conditions like celiac or pernicious anemia. In these groups, a high folate intake may provide a false sense of security, when in reality, neurological or cognitive symptoms might stem from an unrecognized B12 shortfall. This is especially relevant in countries with mandatory folic acid fortification, where the dietary folate burden is high, but vitamin B12 is not routinely fortified alongside it. A less commonly discussed aspect of the folate trap is its impact on neurotransmitter synthesis and mood regulation. Folate and B12 together support methylation processes that produce dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. If folate is trapped and methylation is impaired, these neurotransmitter systems may falter, contributing to depression, anxiety, and cognitive fog, even in the absence of overt anemia. This subtle but profound neurochemical dysregulation is one of the hidden burdens of the folate trap and underscores its relevance in psychiatric and neurodegenerative disorders. To resolve the trap, it's not enough to increase folate intake. Vitamin B12 must be restored to sufficient levels. This often involves supplementation with methylcobalamin or hydroxycobalamin, forms of B12 that directly support methionine synthase activity. In some clinical settings, particularly for individuals with methylation-related disorders or MTHFR polymorphisms, co-supplementation with both methylated folate, 5-MTHF, and active B12 can unlock this metabolic impasse, restoring the dynamic flow of the one-carbon cycle and reversing symptoms with surprising speed. From a broader perspective, the folate trap serves as a reminder that nutrients do not work in isolation. They are participants in an intricate dance of cofactors, feedback loops, and interdependent systems that demand balance over abundance. In an age of targeted supplementation and fortified foods, understanding these dynamics is crucial, not only for treating deficiency, but for preventing the hidden paradoxes that can emerge when we look at nutrients as isolated inputs rather than as parts of a finely tuned symphony. Ultimately, the folate trap is more than a biochemical curiosity. It is a mirror held up to the complexity of nutrition. It challenges the oversimplified notion that more is better and instead asks us to think in terms of harmony, synergy, and interdependence. By acknowledging this, We elevate nutrition from a numbers game to a practice of holistic understanding, where the true power of vitamins like B9 is only unlocked when the entire metabolic orchestra is allowed to play in tune.